Welcome back to Copper Star Precision, the channel dedicated to getting you more points at your competitive shooting matches. Today we're going over the March 2024 NRL22 Course of Fire. This is stage 2 and the booklet is called Pot of Gold. 12 round stage, so if you only have 10 round magazines, think about where you want to incorporate a mag change. We have the stage description as follows. On the start signal, build a position on a marked position on top of a sawhorse and engage targets in the following order, moving to the opposite marked position after each string. Position 1 is going to be near targets, large, large, small. Position 2, far targets, large, large, small. Position 1, near targets, small, small, large. Position 2, far targets, small, small, large. Note, the marked positions on the sawhorse will be 3 inches from the left and right edges of the sawhorse. So I'll put the target sizes down here. We have 2 banks of 2 targets each. So 2 double hangers, one at 55 yards, one at 92 yards. That close target at 55 yards, that 1 inch, if you're not stable, I mean, that could be an issue. The other ones are relatively generous, about 0.8, 0.9 mils. So unless you have a really windy day, you know, relatively easy to hit. So my dope for this is going to be 0.1 for the near targets. So let's get that dialed in now. And 1.4 for the far targets. So I can either hold over, but I think because we're only engaging each position, we're engaging a single distance. We're not going like back and forth. I think it's appropriate to dial each time. I would dial if you think you have time, regardless of the stage. Dialing is going to always be easier than trying to hold over, especially if there's wind involved and then you're holding off the reticle and it's just a mess. So I think it's plenty of time to dial here. As far as gear goes, you know, any wedge-shaped bag can accommodate the sawhorse, depending on the sawhorse you have. If you have one of those sawhorses that has a big flat top, like something like this that I have over here. So if your club uses something like that, that's more flat on the top, take this bag, turn it sideways. Give yourself a nice shooting area to go off of. If you have some friends, you may want to consider borrowing your squad mates' game changer bags. At the beginning of the stage, just putting one in each position. And then you can just move the rifle. Don't have to worry about moving the bag back and forth. Might save you some time, something to think about. But you can get away with pretty much one bag here. Depending on the height of the sawhorse, it's really going to dictate the position that your rifle's in. So it could be a kneel, it could be with both knees down, it could be a kneel with one knee up, and kind of using this to take some rear stability, which I think most people might do. You can incorporate a pump pillow here. You could do something like this, which is what I might do. You could use this as a seat, depending on the gear you have. So lots of options. Because I have my rifle already set up from the last stage, I'm just going to keep the flat bag on it. But it should work the same as a wedge style bag. So find that balance point right about there. Rifle should not move, it doesn't do anything. So I'm not really fighting the rifle. Given this height, I'd probably look at something like this. But using a rear support, but just as easily, we'll try it kneeling, see how stable I can get. So I'm going to use a pump pillow for the kneel. So let's start the trigger cam and let's see what this might look like in an actual stage. Relatively straightforward, just remember the target order and dial when you need to. So, sync audio. All right, starting all gear in hand. Timer goes beep, right down, one knee up, pump pillow fills in the gap, near, large, large, small. So we're gonna find the targets. There they are. Large, large, small. Dial up 1.4. While I'm here in position, I'm kind of on the targets. I can adjust parallax. Right over here. Same thing, large, large, small now on the far bank of targets. All right, dial back down. For me, it's 0.1. Just parallax if needed. Slide back over. Now, near, small, small, large. Don't forget the target order. Large. And move back over, dial up. Small, small, large again. On the far targets. All right. So that's what that's going to look like, roughly speaking. Did not feel as stable as I thought I would, even with the pump pillow and the kneel. Balance of the rifle's pretty good, but maybe I would, let's see, while we're here, you know, something goofy like this. A bit more stable, but it depends on whether or not you want to manage all that gear on the clock. But like I said, some sort of wedge-shaped bag, maybe even put 2 down so you don't have to worry about moving it. And probably most people is a kneeling, either 1 knee up or 2 knees up into the rifle. And yeah, try and make good clean hits. That's all there is for stage 2. If you enjoy these videos, let me know down in the comments while you're down there. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, because we're bringing you Course of Fire strategy videos all this week, leading up to match footage, sometime after the first match on the first Sunday of the month. And until I see you next time, as always, score more points.